Hey guys, this is EckhartsLadder here with a super short Star Wars lore video. Aside from the theatrical release of A New Hope, which was later changed of course, the majority of written text in Star Wars has used the in-universe language of Aurabesh, a language with 33 letters and representation of the numbers 0 through 9. Letters are not only given distinct symbols, but also names which differ from their English counterpart. For example, the first letter of the alphabet is Auric, and of course represents their version of A. Other letters, like Krenth, have no English counterpart, but represent a KH sound. Aurabesh is the lingua franca of the galaxy and the most commonly written language. Yet, that brings up an interesting issue. If Aurabesh is the written language, why isn't R2-D2 called Resh-2 Dorn-2? Why are X-Wings named as such? And if DJ is supposed to mean don't join, why isn't the character's name Dorn Jenth? Which, by the way, is actually a pretty good Star Wars name. Now, the obvious reason is that the movies were made for us, and I'm sure I'll see this 1,000 times in the comments. People know what the Latin alphabet looks like, and making a movie that fans can understand is ultimately the most important thing. However, there actually is a lore reason, and wouldn't you know it, our alphabet does exist in the Star Wars galaxy. It's known as the High Galactic alphabet, and was pretty common and well known. Basic, the most common Star Wars language, could actually itself be written in either Aurabesh or High Galactic. There was a really interesting hyperspace article on StarWars.com which covered this topic comprehensively. It's no longer available, but I have a copy and I've excerpted a few parts which explain the origin of High Galactic and why it's still used in the aforementioned scenarios. Elsicon's promotion of High Galactic and its associated alphabet was surprisingly successful. The conservative nature of the language appealed to the nobility, who sought to set themselves apart from the rabble. While the language never achieved the sheer number of users as Old Galactic Standard, which is basic, it was widely spoken and written by the elite, who often used the associated alphabet to write both languages. By the time of the Clone Wars, nearly a third of all basic speakers used the High Galactic alphabet to write their language. While most documents of galactic significance are printed in many different scripts and languages, the human signatories almost always leave their marks on such documents using the High Galactic alphabet. Another area in which High Galactic designations see wide use is marketing. Originally simply a method of bringing a genteel sensibility to product advertisements, the High Galactic alphabet soon became the standard of the industry. Over 80% of basic language advertising is carried out in the script. While the majority of corporate logos lack any writing at all in order to increase their appeal to the broadest possible base, many logos nonetheless include High Galactic. Another related area is product labeling, particularly of droids. Nearly all droids have alphanumeric designations derived from the High Galactic alphabet. Starships have long been nicknamed after the supposed resemblance to letters of this and other alphabets, dating back to at least the A-Wing. This has sometimes resulted in formal names based on the system. In the Alliance, World Senatorials and Fringe Freedom Fighters regularly interacted. The distinctions between the formal and informal were broken down, and many Alliance starfighters took their official names from this practice. So again, those quotes were from the written word, a brief introduction to the writing systems of the Galactic Basic, by Josh Hazlitt, originally for the Hyperspace program. I wish I could link it, but unfortunately, it's no longer available easily on the internet, which is why I chose to excerpt a large portion directly. Normally I don't do this, but I thought in this one case it was justified. So to summarize, as some of that was pretty confusing, High Galactic seems to have a sort of prestige attached to it, which is why it was often used when naming products, especially apparently starfighters and droids. In the case of Rebel starfighters, the ships also clearly resemble the letters themselves, except the B-Wing. What is even going on there? Similarly, Greek symbols are often used in Star Wars, for example, Delta or Omega Squad, Lambda Shuttle, etc. Those are all based on the Taiwanese alphabet. However, one thing to consider, and this is getting a little meta, the writer of the article mentions that notwithstanding what we just discussed, it's possible that everything is being translated from the quote-unquote true in-universe language to something we, as the readers, will understand. X and Y's are common shapes, so it's possible that without this sort of imagined translation, that the designation wouldn't actually refer to any in-universe letter, if that makes any sense. If it doesn't, don't worry. Anyway, I wasn't planning on uploading today, and I'm trying to get this done before I sleep, so I'm going to bring the video to an end. If you guys have any questions you'd like me to answer next time, leave them down below with the hashtag AskEck. If you enjoyed, make sure to subscribe, leave a comment, leave a thumbs up if you can as well. Anyway, until next time guys, this has been EckhartsLadder. May the Force be with you.